The most painful traffic stop ever. That's the title of today's video from Code Blue Cam. Let's jump right into it.
On January 1st, 2023, a Portage County Sheriff's deputy was on patrol when he ran the plates of a vehicle in Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
It's always Wisconsin.
It came back showing the registered owner had a suspended license, so the deputy decided to conduct a traffic stop.
You guys, next trip following and waiting for me to leave my gas pump. Look around, dude.
Well, the reason
you really
why
don't
I'm
have
pulling
anything
you
better
over.
to do on New Year's Eve, New Year's night, New Year's Day, when there's all these motherfuckers. Get that out my eyes.
It's not in your eyes.
I didn't do
If
anything
you know where
illegal.
I'm pointing
I
right
do
here.
know I know your is gonna pull me over. I
Okay.
saw you're sitting at
You know why?
Hardee's. Hardee's.
Yes.
Because
You know
you're
why?
lazy and you don't want to pull over somebody with actually where you have to do paperwork.
Who has a suspended driver's license?
Oh, I got a suspended driver's license, but you can pull somebody over drinking and driving, right?
Okay, can I have your ID?
No, I don't have it with me. My name is Nicole. You know who the I am.
Okay.
Because you just said I have a suspended license. Do what you gotta do with
Well,
your
I have to verify
dog.
that's who you are. I'm
Don't
not
find
dogging
anything. I don't give a f. And your buddy back there can bring his dog. You guys do this to me anytime.
I've never met you
suck.
before,
Oh,
so I don't know what you're
that's what
talking about.
Why did you creep at Quick Trip
So
until I left? Answer that.
Because I saw you had a suspended driver's license.
How did you see that if you're on the other side of the parking lot and then drove around my vehicle?
So this is something that I wanted to touch on earlier, and I was optimistic that it was going to be covered very early in the stop. As stated before, a police officer can pull you over if they have reasonable suspicion. What is the reasonable suspicion here? The reasonable suspicion is that they are operating with a suspended driver's license. How did they get that information? They got that information by running their license plate. As described in literally the last video I made, the current jurisprudence is driving with a license plate is public information because you were driving your car in public. The cops don't need any sort of reasonable suspicion to run your license plate. You are displaying that license plate in public. They're free to run everybody's license plate under the sun. So here the police officer ran the license plate, saw that the owner of the car had a suspended license, and that is certainly reasonable suspicion to temporarily detain this person. Now, that said, Nicole didn't get off to a good start. You should not antagonize the police, especially when they're probably in the right.
Then drove around again.
Okay, you know what? I don't
Goes
need
to
to answer
Hardee's.
you.
You don't have to answer. I don't have to answer.
What's your name, sir?
He doesn't have to answer you, does he?
Why
Get it out of his eyes.
You're not wearing a seatbelt.
And neither the f am I.
You probably just shouldn't admit to additional violations. Two wrongs don't make a right.
Quit talking to him.
What's your name?
Off. He does not need to tell you his name legally. You're not going to try to make somebody. He's a passenger.
Did I do anything
You are
wrong?
being. This is entrapment. Do you know that? You're going to
It's
get in
not
trouble.
entrapment.
Yes, it is.
If you think I'm gonna get in trouble,
It's
my sergeant's
trespass.
right here.
What is that called? Harassment.
Okay, it's definitely not entrapment, it's definitely not trespass, and it's definitely not harassment. However, Nicole might be correct that the passenger doesn't have an obligation to identify himself. This is really going to depend state by state, so let's consult with Google. Time to Google. Okay, so according to affairitylaw.net, which appears to be a Wisconsin law firm, it says, as a passenger, you're under no suspicion of wrongdoing, and as such, you do not need to answer any line of questions, provide any identification on request or demand, or provide proof of legal immigration status. The police are not able to arrest you for simply refusing to identify yourself. So if we're assuming what that Google website says is correct, then this passenger has no obligation to identify himself.
Drinking tonight?
No, breathalyze this.
Breathalyze
Get it.
this.
Get it.
How do
And
I
I'm
know
not
that?
on
Your eyes are
probation.
glossy.
Yeah, I smoke a lot of weed.
You've been smoking tonight?
Nope.
When's the last time you smoked?
None of your business. You smell weed? Nope. Are you gonna find weed? Nope. Sorry, you.
But you just admitted that you smoke weed. Smell is discretionary. If you're the police officer, you're just gonna say, well, I smell weed. And also, she just consented to a dog search. She consented to a breathalyzer. She consented to a full-on search of the car. Just stop. Zip it. This is why I tell y'all the best piece of advice is to zip it. She is only making things worse for herself.
You wasted your time.
I don't actually. I think I do smell weed.
You do? Search it. I told you. F***er. Get your dog.
I don't need a dog.
Do you got weed on you that you would put in my car?
Why would I have weed on
You
me?
seem like a dirty, lazy cop.
Oh, that's
So when you
unfortunate
dig
if
through
you
my
think
car and you're that don't find nothing, Don't be upset and then have to give me a ticket for suspended license and drive away like a piece of cop. Why don't you?
He wasn't wearing a seatbelt and didn't want to ID himself either.
I stand corrected. Now the police officer is saying he didn't wear a seatbelt. That gives the police officer reasonable suspicion. And now the passenger very well might have to identify himself.
This guy waited at Quick Trip for me. For no reason, I'm pumping gas and doing my makeup. Ready to actually go to a friend's house and have a couple drinks.
How much have you had to drink already?
Not breathalyze me. I'm not talking to you no more.
All right, I'll be right back. Let me ask you something, sir. Do you have a valid driver's license?
No.
No? So neither of you are leaving here then until
I
we have a valid driver
no,
also.
What? I can walk away. Can I?
You can't leave right now.
If I'm not being detained, yes, I can.
No, you are detained.
How?
Absolutely, she's being detained. I love the people that try to get off on technicalities, but they don't know what the actual technicality is. They just say buzzwords.
You're getting a citation.
That's
You're
not
not
being
going
detained.
anywhere.
That's not being detained.
Yeah, you're not leaving.
Okay, well, when your is done giving me a ticket,
I'm not driving out of here without a license, so
He says he don't have one either, but he won't identify himself.
that's perfect. They can sit here until they get someone out here.
Operator
Permit.
failed to have passenger
Yep,
seatbelted.
yep, that's a citation.
She's getting a seatbelt and a
Yep.
suspension.
Okay.
How far do you want to push his identification?
It's up to you too. If he says he had it on, he took it unless you saw that he didn't
Well, I
have
pulled
it
up behind
on.
them. They never took them off. They were, in my books, they were never wearing them. There's video from my squad. You never see them remove seatbelts or anything like that. In my book, they were not wearing them.
Okay, it's up to you. It's your stop. So if you feel that he truly wasn't wearing his seatbelt and you have a violation, then he's required to identify himself for his citation. If he refuses to identify himself,
Well, I didn't write him
he's-
a citation. I was going to write it to her
But
instead of.
what I'm saying is he's obstructing an investigation. If he has got a citable offense that you intend on citing him for, then it's up to you if you want to push it that far. If he says he doesn't have a license, we can sit on him until
Okay,
we get
so
someone
then-
out here to pick them in the car up.
So then we're just going to have, I don't know, go as far as telling him we'll take him to jail to identify him and he can get booked in for obstructing?
If you wanted to go that route, that's your discretion.
The police have that kind of discretion, and oftentimes they have these conversations on how far they want to push things. So if this cop has it out for this guy for failing to identify because of the reasonable suspicion of not having a seatbelt, he can, in theory, make those leaps. So 1 minute, you're just a passenger in the car. The next, you're potentially going to jail.
Yeah, this would be a simple,
Simple $10 ticket or a criminal.
well, that and just a suspension. I wouldn't have even cared or wrote him. Like,
Sure.
this is unnecessary.
Yep.
Okay, so are you willing to tell me who you are, what your name is, sir?
no, he doesn't have to. I'm telling him not to talk to you. Do not.
I'm not talking to you
Okay,
right now.
well, I don't want him
Stop
talking to
talking.
you. No.
You
You're
need to stop talking.
disrespecting me
Step out of the
for
vehicle.
no reason.
Step out.
Remember, if the police order you out of the vehicle, you have to get out of the vehicle. No ifs, ands, or buts. This is according to Pennsylvania v. Mims.
I'm going to talk to you back here.
No. Sir, do I have to listen to him?
Yes, you do.
Walk to the front of that car, please.
I just want to know, dude, speaking person to person, like, why
I would
why
love
are
to
you
speak-
guys not? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cops here.
Look at how
Why
you're
is-
reacting.
Because
I'm not
I'm
trying to
upset. This
mistreat
happens to me
you.
all
I'm
the
not,
time.
like, trying to make you feel
no,
bad.
listen to me, please let me finish.
Sure.
There's so many drunk crackheads, meth heads, alcoholics, people with so much stuff that if you pulled them over, you would actually, I don't know, it would feel like you were doing good because they were drinking and driving, or they had drugs, or they were doing something bad.
Okay.
But why pull
Well, you
somebody?
physically told me that you're smoking pot.
You literally admitted that you use drugs. You didn't say you were currently on drugs, but I mean, dude, come on. Unforced error.
Of weed all the time.
Because you're being a saying my eyes are glassy, you smell weed. Actually, I do smell weed now. You know you don't. You don't smell weed, you don't smell alcohol. I haven't been drinking.
Okay, for
That's
one thing,
lying to me.
it would be lying if I was lying. I'm not lying to you.
Don't raise your voice at me, dude. I have daddy issues, and I don't like men. I don't trust them.
Listen.
I have PTSD. Do not talk to me like that.
Yeah.
Do not.
Oh, okay.
I'm not lying. Everything I say that we're talking about is
You know how
recorded.
scary this is when you see like this happen on the news? Where
None of
people
this
get-
would even have
people
gone
get
this
held
far
down.
or be to where it is right
People
now.
get held down by you
If
guys
you
and
wouldn't
get
have,
choked
if you
out.
could at least have the slightest bit of
And I am a
respect.
Brad. I do not. I want to walk away from you because I don't owe you shit.
Listen,
But you know what you
walk
would
to
do?
the front of my car.
You know what you would do?
Just walk to the front of that car.
You would physically hurt me. You would hold me
I'm
down.
not going to.
But if I tried
I'm not
to run
even going
away,
to touch you.
you would. You'd shoot my.
Just have a seat right there.
Tell me
Relax.
what to do.
Okay, so here's the thing. You're not identifying yourself. I pulled up behind you. I have a camera that's also in my car that I've never observed either one of you removing a seatbelt. Therefore, you weren't wearing one. It's a violation. If you're not going to tell me who you are or give me your identification, that's obstructing. And then we're going to handle it differently.
What are you trying to do?
Just tell me who you are.
What have I done wrong? Because I saw you driving around.
Yeah, I saw you at Quick Trip. I ran her plate. I saw that she was suspended as a registered owner of the vehicle. I can legally do that. I can sit at a gas pump and run every license plate around me. I can legally do that.
Call it in right now so I can tell you how it is.
6-2 comp. Could you look up a house?
Just that bonus. Yeah, what's the harassment?
This wouldn't. If she wouldn't have like started yelling at me and like all this would have never gotten to this point.
It's just that we're all.
And I think this police officer is absolutely right. Look, y'all, I'm all for asserting your rights. That's the purpose of this channel. But sometimes the best way to assert your rights is to be respectful, because then the police won't try so hard to get to places like identifying Mr. Irving, because if she was just cooperative, they probably would have just let the seatbelt thing and identification of the passenger go. And remember, reasonable suspicion is a very, very low standard. So the police saying that he never saw Irving unbuckle the seatbelt, meaning he thinks that he was unbuckled the entire time, is almost certainly enough for reasonable suspicion. Therefore, the identification is appropriate.
Trying to mess with us when you could be actually doing something good.
Okay. How much weed is in the car?
There's no weed here.
I can smell it.
Okay, if you can smell it, then you get your nose checked.
No. Irving, quit talking to him. We already got your name. You need to stop asking me questions about my
Jared, you want to walk up here?
You might as well just get it done and over with. You want to get in here and check it? Go ahead.
Stop helping them! Officer, I will not answer any more questions without a lawyer present. I do not give any consent to search my vehicle.
It even says that there's been marijuana in this car. So you're going to tell me that I don't smell it when it's been in here? I don't care to search the whole vehicle, honestly. I don't want to look in the dang vehicle.
Hey, like, what are you trying to get at?
I'm just being honest. I'm talking to you, man to man.
I've already told you, like, there's nothing here. What do you want?
Nothing. I don't want
Like,
anything.
if you're trying to get in here, get in here.
Okay, can you step out?
Can you run it? Can you be quick?
Yeah, no. You're not going anywhere. You guys might as well start calling for a ride.
I don't have it.
Okay, I'm going to have you step forward and hang out with that officer.
Why don't you look inside the car?
Yes, go ahead. I have to give you permission, not him.
No, you don't. I don't need permission. Because the more I talk to him and have my head in the car, I can definitely smell marijuana.
Really? How do you know what marijuana smells like? Get that marijuana then. Don't put any drugs in my car from your guys. I've seen it on YouTube videos.
Do you have your phone with you?
These people are their own worst enemies.
Irvin, do you want to try to call somebody? Because you guys aren't driving out of here.
Guess what? My uncle lives 2 houses up. I'm pushing my car in his driveway.
I'm going to hand you your phone so you can work on a ride.
I don't need a ride. I'm going to push my car.
Okay, well, we're going to go knock on that door. I'm going to verify that's your uncle, and he says it's okay. You can put your car there.
Yeah, right. Go ahead. Why don't you check the address?
Why do you have a hatchet in your door?
I can have whatever the I want in my door. I can have a gun in my door.
That actually isn't true. You cannot have whatever the hell you want. You can probably have a hatchet, but you can't say whatever the hell you want.
That's all I wanted to hear.
Probably a shot, right?
Nope. Thought you didn't have an ID.
Yourself.
That sounds like obstructing. You can say, I hear all kinds of things. I just don't want to talk to you because I don't want you to keep yelling at me. I don't work for the city.
Nicole was released and cited for failure to wear a seatbelt, operating while suspended, and failure to have a passenger wear a seatbelt.
Okay, that was definitely one of the most painful things I've ever seen. I've never seen an instance where the police officer literally told the suspects that they do not want to search the car, despite having evidence that probably supports that they should search the car, yet still searching the car anyway because the suspects, like, demanded that they search the car. Like, somehow that's going to prove the point and vindicate the other violations that they got committed and charged with. Please, y'all, just zip it, please. If you like this video, check out our other videos. Talk to you later. Bye.
Big verdict.